Hey y'all, my name is Gail. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to do a typical day of what I'm eating on this Starch Solution, high density, low calorie plan. I just kind of thought it'd be a better idea just to kind of show how I wing it from day to day when I don't have meals prepped, which is typical in a day. So anytime I eat or drink something, I'm going to show it and you'll get to kind of see how I do this because, to be honest, it's not a big event on every time I eat. Sometimes I just have to piecemeal things together and it works for me. So I'm going to start with right now. It's morning time for me and I have coffee. I drink my coffee black and I'll drink 2 cups every day. That's kind of my routine. I always have. I don't put anything in it, but I always have it black anyway, so I change that. So I'm gonna drink these, and then when it comes time for breakfast or snack, I will turn this back on. If you want an idea of how my day goes with this eating plan, just stay tuned, and you'll see me next on the next time I eat. As mentioned, I was probably gonna have oatmeal, so what I'll do is I have a water kettle here that I'm gonna heat some water up. I do it very basic. I have oatmeal. I don't care who makes the oatmeal. I just want either rolled oats or steel cut oats when I do oatmeal. I've also made a mixture of I put it in here, but it's ground cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, and clove. And then I just shake it up and mix it up, and that's what I put on it. I literally have one more serving left in that oatmeal, and I need to buy some more. I'm finding the stuff that I like to eat and want to eat, so when I get close to running out, I'll just rebuy instead of buying all this random stuff. So here it is. I'm gonna put the spice on it, and then I'm gonna use, today I'm out of fresh blueberries, but I love blueberries on my oatmeal, so that or bananas, and I have no bananas, so I'm gonna use frozen blueberries. Here it is with the spices. Your girl likes some spices for sure. I just use a Great Value blueberry brand. I don't care, it's just blueberries. All right, here it is. Because these are frozen, I like to get that water boiling really good. And then I'll mix it in with here. It'll cook the oats and thaw the blueberries at the same time. So I'm gonna use this to stir it. I may have poured a little bit too much water in here. Normally I don't like it this much water. So it'll be runnier probably than I like it. Okay, here's what it looks like. I'm a bit disappointed because I got a little happy pouring that water doing this video. So this is a little more liquidy than I like it, but that's okay. So I let it sit about 5 minutes and now I'm gonna eat it and enjoy it. I'm getting a little bit hungry, but before I get too hungry, I wanna get ready to just put something together. So here is a head of cauliflower. I'm gonna cut this up a little bit into pieces, and then I'm gonna put some seasoning in it. And then I made corn tortillas the other night, and they're better, I think, the first time around. So I'm gonna do something with those. I also have, sorry, I'm looking in my fridge. I also have these garbanzo beans that I pre-made and I froze them in water. So I'm gonna do something with those. That doesn't sound like a good mixture, but it might be. I'm thinking a casserole of some sort. So like layer this with this and this, and maybe some tomato sauce. I don't know, is that stupid? Let me think about it, and I'm gonna put something together and I'll show you what I end up with. I normally take these and just try to break them off of the stem rather than use my knife, because when I use my knife, I get a lot of crumbly bits. So I just take these off. And cauliflower is one of those that I like raw. So normally, if I don't like this raw, I would cook the whole thing in an Instant Pot or steam it or whatever. But in this case, I'm just going to cook what I know I'm gonna eat, because as I chop these up, I can actually snack on them too if you're extra hungry. All right, I know this sounds weird, so work with me for a minute. What I'm gonna try to do, like I said, is a casserole with all the stuff that I mentioned. I did pull out some onions and some cilantro as well for the Mexican flair of this whole thing. So I'm gonna use as the sauce 1 can of this. I have a can of unsalted, that's better, but I already have this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And I'm gonna mix with it some spices, so ground cumin, thyme, and nutmeg. And then just mix it in here and use that as a sauce. So it's gonna be kind of like a enchilada casserole, but with these cauliflower and with garbanzo beans. As you can see here, I was extra liberal with the thyme and the cumin. So I'm gonna mix that up now. I want to reiterate, I am winging this meal. I've not made it before, and sometimes I guess this is just a way to say, go through what you have in your pantry or your fridge if you don't have a pre-made meal. See what you can make and just explore a little bit and see. I mean, worst thing that'll happen is it'll taste like crap and you'll want to throw it away. But it's been working for me so far. And some things, yeah, I'm like, I'd add this or take that away or what have you. But so what I think I'm gonna do on this, here it is. It definitely smells like a Mexican dish, which is great. But I'm gonna add a can of tomato sauce to it, I think, because, and by the way, the tomato sauce and the tomatoes I have, like, that's a staple in my pantry. I'm gonna add 1 can of this because I want it a little more liquidy, and I'm gonna kind of mix it up. By the way, the reason I'm thinking about the garbanzo beans is because I had this in a dish before and it had a meaty texture, which I think is important sometimes, especially if you're coming off of eating meat, maybe. I don't know, but I like the texture of it. So that's why I'm adding the beans. And the cauliflower, well, you can use anything you want, but why not? Okay, this is perfect. I added an 8-ounce can of this, and then half of this is water, just swished it around to kind of use that. And I didn't add more spices because I used plenty and it smells and tastes pretty good. So that's done, and now I'm just gonna try to put all this together. Okay, I wasn't trying to make this a big casserole because personally I didn't think I had enough, but I don't have a pan small enough, or I have a pan that's either too small or too big. So I'm gonna go with this, what's this, 9 by, I don't know, the typical casserole size. Okay, so let me show you what I've done so far. So I used almost, that's the rest of the cauliflower. So I used probably a little over half the head. And all these beans, this is probably about a can of garbanzo beans, if that's kind of how you want to measure it. I want to have enough of this sauce, the saucy part, to go over the whole casserole to absorb into the tortillas. So I'm going to put some of this in here just to get the flavor added to all of this. Okay, so I mixed it until it's well coated or decently coated. And then here's the rest of the sauce, which I added pepper to because I forgot to add pepper. And here's the dish. I'm just gonna pour this on top. All the beans went to the bottom, and spread that out. I have no idea how this is gonna taste, but it smells great. Okay, here's some cilantro that I just grabbed and cut up. I'm going to put it into my dish here. And then I'm going to mix that up. My dish being the sauce. All right, this onion that I have left over, it's probably maybe 1/4 of an onion. I'm just gonna sprinkle that in here and kind of smooth it out on the top here and there, just kind of get it spread evenly. Okay, my next step before I put in the sauce, because I want it to kind of absorb in these. So these are the corn tortillas I made. They were kind of thick. I didn't like them as much, but I think they'll be good on here. I did about 3, and they're not like super large. They're not the normal size tortillas. They're a little bit smaller. So I just broke them up into pieces, and I'm just gonna strategically place these over here. There you go. I did these like in bite-sized pieces. That way, if I get 1 piece, I can eat it. I'm afraid the sauce is not gonna be enough. And if that's the case, then that's one thing I'll learn. Add more sauce. I just don't really want to use any more sauce cans. So I'm going to pour this over there with both hands. Okay, I did add a tad bit of water probably after I poured 3/4 of this in there. So there's not a lot, and I can tell like some of the tortillas are going to be kind of dry. But I had this left over in a container, so I'm going to use these tomatoes and sprinkle these beans on top. I mean, why not? All right, this is what it looks like before I put it in the oven, because I'm worried about these tortillas drying out even more and the beans that I threw on top. It looks good, but I'm gonna put foil on top of here. I'm gonna bake it at 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll see how that goes. By the way, in case you're wondering, the time that I ate breakfast was probably 11 o'clock or close to 11. And the lunch, I'm making it, it's around 1 o'clock now. I've not eaten anything in between the breakfast that I showed you and this that I'm going to eat that's currently baking in the oven. I did not drink any water yet. I'm so bad, and I've always been bad about drinking water. So for the sake of this video, I am going to fill up my water glass and start working on that. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I still want to cook it longer. I don't like how this is kind of solidifying, if you will. I might add a little bit of water at the bottom. I did add about this much water in the bottom just because I realized it probably didn't have enough moisture to cook all that stuff, and that's probably why the other stuff is kind of drying up a little bit. So I put it back in the oven with that much water in the bottom, like I didn't dilute everything on top, and I set it for another 15 minutes. We'll see how it comes out. So far, it'll be at that point about 35 minutes baked at 375. Okay, moment of truth. I'm getting hungry now, so this is why I did it earlier. Okay, it's steaming, which it wasn't before. The broccoli is, well, these are definitely moist. Yeah, the cauliflower is not too bad. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it good because it's a little al dente, which I don't mind a little bit of crunch in my stuff. Plus, when I microwave this for future meals, it will automatically cook a little bit longer. So I'm gonna serve this up and see what it's like. I'll give you my honest opinion. All right, here I have it just in a little bowl, and I'm gonna try to get a little bit of all this stuff in here. I could have put some corn in here now that I'm thinking about it. We're gonna taste this together. So here it is. It smells great. Okay. Okay. I'm not mad at it. I got a good bite of cilantro, which was good. And then I got a zing, which I was thinking, did I put lemon in here? But I think it was the tomatoes, the tomato sauce maybe. The tortillas are definitely soft. I like it. I actually like it. When I took it out the first time, it was kind of a weird mix of Mexican food flavor or smell with cauliflower, which kind of smells like farts sometimes, so I was not sure about it. But having cooked it longer with more water, it's better, and that is gone away. However, let me show you right here. You can see there's a lot of soup. So like technically, if you get bored with this casserole, you can just put it in a pot, add some more liquid to it, stir it, mix it all up, and turn it into a soup. That, my friends, is what I'm talking about, being creative. I'm pleased with this. I think I can get 2 or 3 more meals out of that. I'm gonna have it. I'm hungry, so there's your example of what I do when I'm trying to eat and I'm hungry. So let's continue and see what's next for the day. It's 4:30. I'm not super hungry, but I kind of got a little bit of the hunger munch. So I am having an apple. This is an Envy brand apple. If you haven't had these before, they're really good. I'm gonna eat this, and then for dinner, I'm probably gonna eat what I had for lunch because I really liked it, and I don't have to cook again. Okay, it's 6:20 p.m. I am about to eat dinner because I'm hungry now. I am going to eat what I made for lunch. I'm just gonna make a copy of it. Can you copy food? I don't know. I'm basically gonna take it out the pan, put it in a bowl, a bigger bowl, because I want more, and I'm gonna heat it up and eat it. That's gonna be my dinner tonight. So let's get to it. I'm in my office because I'm still working, doing my reselling stuff. So I'm gonna eat it in here. I have an Airbnb guest and they are occupying my kitchen space. So I can't quite record in there because I don't wanna disturb them or make them think I'm kind of crazy because I'm talking to a camera. All right, I'm gonna go heat that up and I'll bring it right back. Well, here it is. I actually added, so this is a big bowl. You can see it's like bigger than my hand. And if I filled up this bowl, it would have been full with the rest of that casserole, which, as you know, as you saw, it was quite a bit. So I made a sweet potato and I put that there on the side, and I'm actually gonna have that after I finish the other half of the dish, because I love sweet potato and I don't put anything on it because it's so good just plain. But anyway, that's gonna be like my dessert, so I'm gonna get to it. Well guys, that's it. It's nighttime. I finished my meal and I waited before I recorded this ending because I wasn't sure if I was gonna have a snack or anything. It's 9:30 and I'm not gonna eat anymore. I usually try not to eat after 9 o'clock. I've always tried that, so usually successful at it too though. But I want to say thank you for watching. I hope this content was helpful, give you a little bit of insight if you are looking at doing this type of a plan, kind of what I eat in a day or how I wing it. So it's not real stressful for me. It's just super easy for me, and I keep losing weight. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm gonna put a subscribe icon right here if you're interested and you haven't subscribed already. I'm also going to put a playlist right here of some of the meals that I've made on this plan. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.